Morning, everybody. We will start with Bitcoin today. You can see Bitcoin is very nicely going in this zigzag pattern, and you can see we look to buy this green zone and we look to sell in this red zone. So you can see here right now where it is right now. If I zoom in a bit, maybe it's a bit better now. You can see it's in the red sell zone. So this is where you should be looking to take profit and only look to buy below 117K, and it will come there. It will come there. You can see all these tags of green line and bounce. You can see tag here, bounce, plus 0.5%, 0.6%, 0.82, 1.53, 0.5, 1.69, 1.6. So a lot of money to be made on this zigzag pattern on Bitcoin. But this is not where I will be buying. I will be buying, looking for a drop of about from where we are right now, about 2% and lower. So that's where you should look to buy. Similar to Ethereum, just little cooling down a bit, but again, same story, look to buy below 3651. In terms of futures, we can see S&P 500 is now in the neutral zone, went to the sell zone in the morning, right at the market open, boom, like straight up. That was really good opportunity to short. You can see Nasdaq, same story here. As soon as market open, boom, like not even waited, just like few minutes, boom here. And where we are right now in the neutral zone, so again look to buy below 23,200. So that's the area should be looking to keep an eye on. Let's look at long-term charts and see how things are going, guys. Hit the like button as I'm going through these charts. I appreciate that. SPX, if I go to 1 hour chart, you can see we had a gap up and they were trying to fill that gap, still not fully filled. Probably they will do it in the morning today. So that looks like a rejection candle, to be honest. And let's see if it's gonna, after filling this gap, it's gonna continue lower or it's gonna go higher. We don't know. One thing to tell you, if they do break down, the target would be around here, 6029, this gap fill here. Okay, so that's what I'll be looking. So from where we closed yesterday to that gap fill is about 4.39%. That's going to be a healthy correction in a bull market if we get that. And this is live market right now. You can see just holding 10 moving average as a support. Nasdaq getting a 8 count sell signal right now on live market. NDX got a 7 count sell signal. If I go to 1 hour chart, you can see this gap is still not filled from yesterday. They're going to mostly fill that gap today. And then they will decide if they continue higher or they're going to go lower to fill this bottom gap around 21,868. Okay. Bitcoin long-term chart, you can see finally bouncing after making lower series of lower highs. You can see trying to recover, trying to close above this 10 moving average, but we'll see if market Nasdaq drops, then this is going to drop with it. Ethereum also looking very strong, very overbought, looking for a cool down. BTC gaps, looking for this gap to fill around 114K at some point, and then if that doesn't hold, it could come back down to 97, 9100, 91800. ETH looking for gaps, 3500, 3400, 33,801, and this big gap here around 2836. So be very careful in crypto. If you're in profit, look to take profit and then exit. In terms of stock, Tesla got a 7 count sell signal yesterday. I told this to my subscribers. By the way, if you want to join, bottom left description, join button. Click on that, join my channel, and let me know user ID. Once you let me know user ID, I will move you to members only section where I share what I'm buying and selling. So this is what's happening right now. 7 count sell signal, earnings are tomorrow, so anything can happen a day before earnings, but just remember there are gaps. All these green lines are gaps to fill to the downside. So let's see what they want to do. Also, there are yellow lines, gaps to fill to the upside. So it's ideal to wait until earnings to see the next move. Apple tried to break above this blue line, 200 EMS, still could not do it yesterday. Let's see if they're going to try to do it again today or they're going to get rejected. One thing, this gap is still not filled, 211. So that just keep that in mind. Netflix, after a nice dump yesterday after earnings, trying to recover, most likely going to fill this gap at 1274. nvda still very overbought. Got a 9 count sell signal a couple of days ago, so looks like they might want to come back and fill this gap at 164. I won't be surprised if they do that. avgo just holding as nvda. Google had a breakout, but with 7 count sell signal here. Looks like they wanted to go fill this gap before earnings. Also, earnings are tomorrow. Let's see if they're gonna do that or they're gonna dump. Just remember there are multiple gaps on Google as well to the downside. So be aware of all these. Bond market recovering. I really wanted TLT to go. Well, this gap is gonna be filled at some point 85. So let's wait for that to fill. US oil. This is not a right story. I have to get another crude oil futures. You can see getting a 7 counts buy signal here, crude oil futures. So right in the buy zone here. So let's see if they can bounce from here. We'll keep an eye on that. Natural gas again down 2.63%. Unbelievable. So got rejected. Looks like a gap down. So I have to fill this gap here, add a gap here. So interesting. Gold looking very solid, holding support, bouncing. Silver also higher highs, higher lows. Copper extremely bullish after tariff announcement by Trump. Sugar is coming back to the spy green zone. So looking good. Wheat is also holding this trend line. Corn is also trying to go in the buy zone, looks like. Dollar DXY rejected, helping gold go higher. Celestica is down 1.9%, but again, very overbought. Wanted to cool down before we buying again. Shopify, again, previous high, double top, could be going low, rolling over now. We'll keep an eye out on that. Units looking very weak. Maybe if it makes a new low, that will be a divergent low, but maybe next earnings might tell the real story. Yeah, Lily, nothing interesting here. And then Johnson with a big gap up after earnings. CNQ also looking good to buy for the long side. And then also Costco, I wanted to show you. Interesting Costco. Cutting a 7 counts buy signal and just below this 200 moving average. So could be a good buy here for long-term bounce. So just keep that in mind. And then lastly, VIX, still not getting any 7, 8, 9 count signals. So let's see. I'm going to keep an eye. If we get that, then I will be on alert. But for now, looks like market wants to go higher. Maybe it will wait till earnings are done. And then next move will be done. Okay, guys, that's it for today. Hit the like button on your way out, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.